Logan, the third installment of the Wolverine franchise from 20th Century Fox, will be hitting theaters this year on March 3rd. Most of you have probably checked out the trailer and then the follow-up Red Band trailer, which reassured us fans that we're getting our money's worth with that R rating. So cool. Now, you probably have many questions if you've not been following every little piece of news about this movie. Why is everyone older? Why does it look like X-Men are taking on Mad Max? Why is Professor X growing hair back? Well, we've done a few videos on this movie, which you can check out in the description down below or in those fun annotations, but I can probably guess that most of you non-comic readers have been asking yourselves, who is that little girl? Some sort of runaway who has some sweet flying fighting training? Possibly. The synopsis of the film gives away her identity, so from this point on, we're going into spoiler territory for Logan. You've been warned. One of the official synopses reads as follows. In 2024, mutant births are severely in decline and people aren't sure why. A government-type operation is turning mutant children into killing machines. From this, Logan emerges as a mentor to a mutant girl who has 2 claws instead of 3. Well, okay, there you go, gave it away. That sounds an awful lot like fan-favorite mutant Laura Kinney, aka X-23. After she appeared in this trailer, the future of Wolverine in the X-Men films became a little bit more clear. While this is the last outing for Hugh Jackman in the Fox Marvel movieverse, I think the studio has a plan for the future of the X-Men, and X-23 is the key, but I'll get back to that in a second. First up, who is X-23? What is her comic book origin? Well, since Wolverine escaped from the Weapon X facility and ran buck naked through the Canadian wilderness, the Weapon X team has been trying to recreate the success of bonding adamantium to a being's skeleton. These dastardly scientists attempted this with numerous test subjects, but nothing was working. That's when they turned to cloning, one of comic book's favorite storylines. These men and women tried cloning their very own woolly baby Logans. However, the sample of his genes they had on hand had been severely corrupted. That's when Sarah Kinney, a mutant geneticist, stepped in and suggested creating a female clone, bonding his genes with an X chromosome. I'm gonna pretend I know how cloning works. Initially, she was shut down by her team leader Martin Sutter and her lab partner Xander Rice, but Sarah is a go-getter. She successfully created a female clone of Logan, but this is when things get weird. The living turd Xander Rice forcibly impregnated Sarah with the embryo to punish her for her insubordination. God, I hate comic books sometimes. Sarah gave birth to X-23. The X is for the Weapon X program, and the 23 is because she was the 23rd attempt at a clone. Didn't know that before writing this video, and now I feel silly for not putting 2 and 2 together. Now, that was her only name, which is important, and I'll come back to that in a second. The moment she was born, X-23 was raised to kill. Just a list of the few horrific trials she was put through. She had her claws ripped out, had them coated in adamantium, and then forcibly put back into her hands without anesthetics. She was exposed to radiation to activate her mutant powers, and to top it off, she was trained to go into a blind rage after she is exposed to this trigger scent, meaning if that smell were to waft into a room that she was in, everyone's dead. Everybody. Eventually, Rice forces X-23 to kill his boss Stutter, and Sarah uncovers duplicate clones of X-23, obviously meant for nefarious acts. Sarah commands X-23 to kill Rice and destroy the rest of the clones, and while X-23 does succeed, Rice was able to expose her to the trigger scent, which causes X-23 to kill Sarah, her mother. As Sarah lays in the snow dying, she gives X-23 a proper name, Laura, as a final gift. Now on to her powers. She's got super strength, the infamous healing ability that we all wish we had, but instead of the trademark 3 claws coming out of her fist, she's only got 2, ding, ding, and then 1 out of her foot, ding. Climb all sorts of things with that baby. Go into battle with flip-flops on. Also, that horrible childhood she had actually gave her the abilities to be a kick-ass assassin and a formidable killing machine. Cool. Now, what's going to happen in the movie? Based on the synopsis and the confirmation that Nathaniel Essex, aka Mr. Sinister, will be the main antagonist of the film, I have a feeling that he will be taking over the role of Stutter. We witnessed during the post-credit scene for X-Men Apocalypse that men from Nathaniel Essex's company were obtaining Wolverine's genetic material. Seems pretty straightforward that Mr. Sinister is going to try and recreate the success of Weapon X, and bam, you've got Laura. Seeing that younger mutants are going to be trained to be weapons, we'll also probably see Laura go into a blind rage or berserker mode and take on either Logan or maybe Mr. Sinister or both. But most importantly, by the end of this film, we will have a successor to the Wolverine title. Currently, X-23 is the Wolverine in the comic world, and she's fantastic. Fox now has a younger actor who can breathe new life into the role, and we don't have to have that debate anymore who should play a younger Hugh Jackman. Maybe she could time travel back to the newer, younger cast of X-Men and train with them. There you go. Unfortunately, if all of this plays out as I've described, it looks like Fox is pretty set in their ways, and the potential future of X-Men following Spider-Man's path to the MCU seems unlikely. Also, Logan is looking to be a fantastic film, and I want it to be good, just like most of you. So, bye-bye X-Men vs. Avengers movie, maybe someday. Now I want to hear from you. How do you feel about the possibility of X-23 taking over the mantle of Wolverine in the movieverse? Are you excited to see a live-action Laura Kinney? How depressed do you think you'll be walking out of this movie? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe to SourceFedNERD for more nerdy content, but most importantly, download that YouTube app to your phone and click that notification icon on the SourceFedNERD channel page. That will let you know when we've got a brand new video ready for you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter @SamBasher, and I'll see you guys next time.
And to be fair, some of these nominations might change, some might be added, some might be taken away, but as of right now, DC ain't looking good. Batman v Superman seems to be taking home the gold.
But in talking about Rogue One, I keep hearing 2 other movies come up for comparison, and it gave me the idea for this video.